Welcome. This isn't your average movie podcast. We go where no man has gone before.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Well, say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
Join us as we review movies new and old. You're tuned into Lupo's Cinema Symposium. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the most awesome movie podcast ever, Lupo's Cinema Symposium. I am the man, the myth, the legend, Lupo, aka otherwise known as Jim, joined, as always, by our two favorite movie experts in the world, Robbie and Christian. Guys, how's it going?
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Beautiful as always.
I love when we talk at the same time. It's fun.
It's not your fault.
And this is a episode of firsts for us because two things. One, the movies that we're going to be talking about are probably, I don't know, have we really seen a super recent movie and dropped
Friendship?
That
Friendship's
count.
the only one so far.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
We went to see that naturally. This was for the pod.
That's true.
And so that's a first. Asterisks on it, but second first, we're having our first ever guest on the program. You guys know him. You guys love him for his controversial takes on governments, and the Eagles franchise. The co-host of the Yap, Abner. How's it going?
Hello. I'm good.
Beautiful. So yeah, as the episode says, we have a double feature here for you guys today of recent movies that have dropped: The Backrooms and Obsession. And I want to get started on The Backrooms because that's the poster I put first, and them's the rules. So anybody want to start, or do you just want me to keep her going here?
Do we want to end with ratings with these, or should we start with ratings for these?
I think we should end it. You got to give people something to.
We could do that.
Something to figure out.
I mean, I guess just generally, my thoughts for Backrooms were. I know there were a lot of people that really loved it. I think it made a ton of money. It got a lot of acclaim, but there was also, at least I've found there's been a pretty vocal, subgroup that have been very against it as well. I kind of fall in the middle. I definitely didn't love the movie. I did have issues with it. But at the same time, I think some of the criticism's a little overblown. I felt like it was an entertaining movie. There was creepy stuff in it. The premise was executed well. There's good acting. It definitely sets an atmosphere. But I think narratively is where you start to see the problems. And I think it's not fulfilling narratively, and that will hurt it significantly on rewatch. I think a lot of people are blinded a little bit just by the how fresh it is and new in their minds. And it is a unique, premise that, we haven't really seen a lot of before. So, I think it's a mixed bag.
I can jump in there a little bit. Because I agree, towards the end of the movie, once the movie, scrolled, I was like, oh, I wanted more out of that. So I agree with you, narratively, it could have, I don't know. I don't know if it was a tension or a payoff thing. I'm still pretty fresh. I, just walked out of the theater, but I was like, oh, I kind of wanted more. I was like, that's it?
Yeah, I felt that way, too.
That being said, I agree with you that the acting was really good, especially the main guy, whose name I don't know.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah. I know I've seen him in other stuff, but he was pretty good. I enjoyed him. And the therapist was all right, too.
Yeah, she's a good actress. I just think in that movie, I feel like she was almost like an afterthought.
She didn't have much to go on, which, for, the final survivor of a movie, I was like,
Yeah.
we could have spent a little bit more time on her.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
and-
like Ripley, where in the Alien, where Ripley
Yeah.
is kind of the surprise protagonist, but there is development, and you see her kind of like as she becomes the lead, she kind of like explodes onto the screen and like becomes a bigger character. That doesn't really happen here. She kind of stays insulated a little bit, and you don't really feel like you know the character or like
Was
what her arc is.
her mother like being crazy supposed to have something to do with like the plot?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That plot point didn't really have a payoff.
Like it was like,
I
oh,
kind
is
of think
this
the
why
Backrooms
she's a
is.
therapist? Like I don't.
Yeah, but
I
like
think
what you
that's
guys were saying, like the movie. Sorry, Jamie, go ahead. You're the host of the pod. I don't want to
no, it's
interrupt.
fine. Do that again, and I will kick you so fast. Be your last guest of the pod. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought it was gonna be like the Backrooms is kind of like a Silent Hill type beat where it's like it knows what's got your brain soup all mushed up, and so it can like because it's all about like memories and stuff. So it kind of like gets at the stuff that gets at you. That's all I had
You
to
thought it
say.
was about memory?
I'm
No,
not
like,
buying
but
any
you know
of
what I mean.
that.
Like
Yeah.
it can access your
What?
brain and then like kind of like get into the root of your being, and that was kind of like
Um,
the only thing that was really highlighted about her character in the Backrooms was that her mom was like a shut in.
Yeah.
um, yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you guys with the movie. I felt really unfulfilled with that movie, especially because it was getting hyped up a lot. I think that's mostly because of the age of the director too.
Yeah.
Like I thought this movie was going to be something insane with all the hype that was surrounding it, and I wouldn't say I was disappointed going like watching the end of the movie. I know in our group chats I've been like, "Yo, this movie sucks. I can't believe I wasted my money." I really don't feel that way. It was just an entertaining movie.
Mhm.
Um, it had some good narrative plot points. I don't know if you guys would agree with me on this, but with the main character, Chiwetel Ejiofor, with his character, I feel like the Backrooms is different for everyone. That's how I saw it. And for him, it felt like it was a way of procrastination because he had a failing business and
Yeah.
he wasn't really doing anything to fix it. He was just procrastinating and then he found the Backrooms. And he just went in there and he just started
Well,
going insane in there.
Well, yeah, that's like the whole point of it being like liminal spaces and stuff like that is right. It's like a transition period. It's not supposed to be a space you stay in. And I agree, like that. Like he kind of was like having this stagnation, but didn't really want to do anything about it. So like a liminal
Yeah,
space, like maze, would be
yeah.
like a perfect spot for him. Yeah,
But like I thought it was like that was that was the narrative thing for him. Like it's just like he's a failure. His wife's leaving him. He has to go to therapy, and he's not doing anything to fix it. But he found this space, and he's just exploring it, not dealing with the issues in his life. So that's what I saw with him. With the therapist, I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't know what to think of her character because like she was introduced as his therapist, but other than like a few flashbacks of her personal life and her past, I really didn't get the payoff with their character. She just is a prisoner now.
Yeah, there really isn't any. I think my big problem with the movie is it gives the impression of some like deeper ideas and deeper themes and then like even just entire character arcs. So like you kind of feel like you're getting a real movie, but then in the end it never connects any of those dots. So then you just are left with like half a picture. Like even the things like what the Backrooms represents and all that, I felt like it could have gone in an interesting direction, like with it being maybe more of like a almost like an un um unrecognizable like multi-dimensional being, like a living being, and they kind of like it felt like maybe that's where they were going and they kind of didn't. But like there's a lot of ways they could go. The point is they don't go really anywhere. You spend this whole time, you spend 2 hours, and you're like, okay, well, let's see where this is going. Let's see where this is going. And they end the movie, and you realize, oh, it didn't go anywhere. They're setting up for a sequel. so
Yeah.
that they can give you a pebble in each movie, and this is a pebble for, and I don't like this style of movies anymore. Like, I want more and more. Like, I know, like, the studios are obsessed with serializing everything now because it's a way to make more money with sequels, and like you get people on the hook, and then you drag them. But like more than ever, I think most people feel they want a complete product, like the Marvelization of everything. And this is coming from like a fan of like Marvel and just serialized stories. But like it is exhausting how everything has to be like that. Not everything has to be like that. So this movie felt like the impression of a narrative without actually giving you like a full, complete narrative. Um, and it was just really frustrating. Like her character, there is no resolution because she hardly has any setup. You know, this is almost like the first episode. Actually, it probably should have been the first episode of a TV series because you can cut an hour out of this movie and it's just as good and it's exactly the same.
I was thinking that in the theater, waiting for the movie to fucking end. I was like, this would have made like a really good short film or like a setup to something else.
Or even the first episode of like an HBO show. I
Yeah,
think it would have been fine that way. But as a like full movie, like a piece of art, like it works as like entertainment. Sure, like I enjoyed myself watching it. It executes the premise. I enjoyed myself for the most part. There are parts that drag, but like
I
as a
thought
piece
the
of art, it
beginning-
doesn't work.
Yeah, no. I want to add. I thought the beginning was hella slow up until he got the other two people into the back rooms with him, like the employees, and that's when
Yeah.
I started to find it very interesting. But like, it took me a little bit. I was very resistant to this in the first place walking in.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, are we doing spoilers?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes,
I mean,
for now.
spoiler podcast.
So you're following him the whole time. His narrative is what's like important to the viewer, and he dies, and it doesn't mean anything. Like it doesn't conclude his arc. It doesn't do anything. It's just sort of meaningless. And then you're like, oh, nothing that happened really mattered. You know, I still don't really understand why the thing looks like him. I will say that was probably my favorite part was the creature. I think they
thought that
did
was,
an
like,
amazing job on that.
His memory of himself, like even though he's like, I am an architect, he sees himself as the furniture guy. Like he's made himself.
But why does she see it that way?
Well, I mean, I think the space is more of like a collective memory part where like anybody can
Okay.
manifest anything in it. Is kind of what I was.
Okay, that makes
Which-
sense.
It makes sense, but also again, like to your point, like it's not as satisfying when it's like his memory of himself or like his vision of himself, like against a lady like who is his therapist. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's funny you guys mentioned that because like when I got done watching the movie, I told Urs that it felt like a long ass pilot episode,
Yeah.
and I I guess they're gonna go into a universe for it, but like I do agree with you guys. It should have been like a TV series. They could have done like a limited series with this, where like each episode is like an hour to an hour and a half, and it sets up.
Each episode's a different copy pasta.
I will
Yeah.
say that he does if you check out the dude's YouTube channel.
I wasn't done talking.
I'm picking myself off the pod.
Dude, who's getting their yap in my symposium right now?
But yeah, I don't know. I just felt it was like it was kind of a waste of a good character that could have had a redemption to me
Yeah.
with the main character. Like he could have redeemed himself, but then he just dies, and like you don't really get to care for him either, as you were saying.
No.
Like he's just there, and it's like, okay, he's dead. So there's no payoff.
You're right, and it's just like there are tropes in horror, but they're ones that work. Like if you're gonna do a final girl, just go for it and make it the final girl. Like give me your fucking reason.
Yeah.
To fucking want her to be alive at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And like even if that was the other thing, it's like if she died, I would have been like, okay, like nothing about her character except like having sympathy that her mom was crazy when she was younger. It gave me the impression of we should really care about this person as viewers.
Yeah. I did like when she told the guy off when she was tied up in the kitchen. I thought that was funny.
I also don't feel like even like the mom stuff. I mean, I felt like even that was like a little undercooked. Like a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
what I'm
this
saying.
movie is just undercooked. It just is, and her whole character is underdeveloped. But like my biggest thing is they just hammer home. They keep showing Mark Duplass's character, and they show him and they show him and they show him and they keep showing his reaction to things. And then finally he gets on screen and he talks to her and you're like, "Okay, now the climax is going to begin." And then the fucking credits roll and you're like, "Why the fuck did you even introduce the character? You could have introduced him at the end of the movie, had been like, who's this guy? And then the next movie, if you're going to do that, then you can show his perspective on all these different events that occurred." But like, you're introducing a character that has zero consequence to the movie.
And
And
zero interest. Yeah.
yeah, what he's reacting, how he reacts doesn't matter because we don't see how he lends himself to this narrative, which it is hardly a narrative, to be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, just like this movie is like the plot is like the embodiment of the space. There's nothing actually that memorable about it, and it kind of feels like a movie.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to remember it.
Yeah, dude, Mark Duplass's character, I was like, why is he in this movie? What's the point? Like, they could have done like a Samuel L. Jackson thing where they just reveal him at the end, and
Yeah.
then like if they're setting up sequels, you could have been like, oh, okay, there's gonna be sequels, we're gonna see more. But again, this could have been a limited series, and this could have been the end of episode one with him coming out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just I don't know. I just think it was poorly written. The direction wasn't bad. Like the cinematography was pretty good. But like some of the narrative choices and elements, especially the character development, just I was just like, this
Oh,
feels incomplete.
Abner, to build on that, one of my favorite things in this movie, which I thought was really cool and kind of creepy, is when he sets the camera down and the thing picks it up and you don't see what it is. I thought that was like a really cool shot.
Yeah, like
So
the
I agree with you. Like this
cinematography was
movie
great.
looked interesting.
Yeah, it looked like a good scary movie. But then when you actually watch it and think about it and like look at the characters, you're just like, why? You know, like
Yeah.
what's the point? Like I don't like it when movies don't make me care about the characters. It just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel worth it to me to watch the movie again at all.
Yeah.
Like with our next movie when we talk about it, I can tell you 10 reasons why I'll probably watch it again.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
like this one, I'm like, okay, like I watched it. I will never get those $14 that I spent on it back. So woo. But
The thing
yeah.
is, like with movies, I feel like the narrative is the spine, so like it's very important, but especially
still need-
blockbuster movies, you can get by on like the three A's. You can get by on aesthetic, um, acting, and atmosphere. And like if you have those three things, you can get by. You like the narrative can have flaws and it still be an entertaining movie. So like in that way, the movie does work for me. It's just also a frustrating experience because of the narrative issues. Um, and yeah, I don't, Jim. I know you were bringing up the YouTube thing. I mean, I understand he has like a history and he expands on all that, but like, it's the same thing as like with the comic book stuff or like whether it be Harry Potter or whatever. Like when I go into a movie, like that outside context cannot impact like my view of the movie. Like it doesn't matter if he has like a plan or an idea of like more ways to go. Like the movie on its own has to work for me. And I just think in some ways this does, but in a lot of ways it doesn't. It's very much a mixed bag. And no, it doesn't really matter to me how good that YouTube stuff is because it's kind of inconsequential in this case to me.
I just think that it would only. I think it only adds. It doesn't take away. Like I think we basically
Yeah,
just said
I
the
don't
same
feel
thing,
it does
but
add. It's like me saying if I see Thor and they adapt a specific Thor comic, like relatively well, like or even well, yeah, okay. But the movie itself still sucks. Like if I say now, like it's fine if I like it, but if I say now, like, well, I like that they adapted this thing from Thor, it's like that's kind of a dumb reason to say the movie's good.
Oh, they adapted my favorite Thor run into Thor: Love and Thunder. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
God. Oh God.
It's one of my favorite Thor runs of all time. It was coming out when we were in high school. I have all the hardback volumes of it. And Thor: Love and Thunder ruined it. That's all. Nothing to really add to the greater conversation. I just wanted to put that out there.
You want to? Oh, go ahead.
I also think like with movies like this, where because there's supposed to be sequels, right, to this movie. Am I wrong?
I guess.
Or
They were.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing I wanted to say because we basically got there, but yeah, the movie wasn't
like,
it had multiple sequels planned already.
but
They said
yeah.
at least.
Oh, what I was thinking while I didn't know what the Backrooms were before I watched this movie, but even thinking about this, when you set up a movie like this and like you want people to be interested in it, and the source material of getting it from, people also have to be like universally loving. You know what I mean? Like with Harry Potter and comic book movies, people like love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to I don't want to call Jimmy a weirdo, but nobody likes Backrooms, right, Jim?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. This is a lot of people's introduction to the Backroom. So, like, why wouldn't you want a complete narrative to introduce them to this world so they can they can feel invested for the sequel? The sequel's going to come out, and there's going to be a huge group of people that just are like, "I'm not invested. Why would I go see this?" You know,
exactly.
And a lot of people came out for this one just because of it's fresh and it's something new, and they wanted to see what it's all about. But they'll find out on the sequel that you can't just keep people on a hook and just expect them to stay on that. Like you have to actually have something. You have to build investment for them to want to come back.
Yeah, exactly. And like I just feel like it didn't have the backing of like something already that's been there. Because it just like I don't know, it just felt like an incomplete TV show.
Yeah.
And they produced this, was it A24?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just produced it as an indie. I think that's another problem with the movie. Like A24 has produced a lot of good movies, so like anytime an A24 tag gets put on a movie, I feel like a lot of people are just brainwashed into thinking, oh, it's going to be automatically good.
Yeah, there is an A24 like.
I think they deserve it though. I think it's at least worth giving a crack. I think it's
that's true. I mean, they are fairly reliable. Like when you go into an A24 movie, you're getting a certain kind of movie, and there's something to be said for that. Disney was like that for a long time. I'm talking back in the day when it was like Walt Disney. Like people knew what they were getting into.
There was a time standard. Where, like A24 was a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah. I mean, even now they are, but I would say the quality standard isn't where it was. Like before, it was real high. Now it's very much more hit or miss.
I wouldn't even really consider A24 like an indie studio anymore, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. They're kind of like I would say mid-budget to indie.
But yeah, so like it was just the hype that the movie was getting. It just was very underwhelming. Like I'm not saying the movie was terrible. It was it was entertaining enough. It was just like it was a good enough movie, but
I think we should rate it.
Yes, I should rate it, or we.
You should.
I think
rate
we
it.
should.
Just you. No,
you can go first.
Just Abner.
Just me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll give it
out of
you
5.
Guys do your ratings. Okay,
out of 5. Yeah. 5, like Dave Meltzer, 5 stars. 5 to.
I don't know who that is.
Sometimes it's 6.
I would give it like a 2, I guess. Like which is when he just said Dave Meltzer, which is like an average star rating for like an average to mid like okay movie.
Yeah.
So that's what it was to me. I wouldn't watch it again if it was on HBO and I just didn't have anything to do. I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Christian.
I gave this movie 2.5.
Okay.
When I say mixed bag, I truly mean it. There are a lot of cool things about this movie and a lot of things I liked. and it was really dragged down by like a lack of narrative and characterization.
I gave it 3. I felt like I was happy with the entertainment factor, and again, aesthetic, atmosphere, very good. Acting was pretty good, so it hit a bar for me where I was happy with it, but it did feel very underwhelming. And on the outside of that as well, I do think certainly overhyped movie, but I think that's also necessary for marketing to even get people in the theater these days. So that's happening a lot recently. I've found even something good, I liked Project Hail Mary, but I think a similar thing happened there. Just seems like every movie that's big that's coming out gets that. But yeah, so I gave it 3.
I'm also gonna follow you there. I gave it 3 as well. I thought it was just a good movie. I don't know. I just thought that because I actually went to the theater for both of our movies we're gonna talk about today. So I wasn't necessarily mad or disappointed or whatever that I spent that money to go see that movie. But yeah, a lot of the things that we already covered. I just wish that I just know that when there was a gap in time, like he says, oh, it was 2 months go by where he was in the back rooms. I just felt like that was going to be a Hulu series or something. I just felt like there was my favorite part was when they were exploring the back rooms and seeing all the wackiness. And I mean, besides the basic kind of floor layouts, I liked when they were in the bathroom, kind of weird trippy bathroom section, or even the outdoor shed thing at the very end. I wish I could see more of that. And then maybe this is just one of them things where in individual movie it's not that good, but then when you look at it in its totality, it might be a better overall product. But we're at the beginning stages, so a 3-star movie. That being said, I'm going to drop this banner down here. Wrong one. Bang. We are now going to start talking about our second movie of the episode, Obsession, a movie that I literally had just gotten out of the theater. It's funny, Christian got out of the theater just now and he saw the Backrooms, and I just got out of the theater and I saw Obsession. Let's see, Curly Barker, who directed
Curry.
Curry.
C-U-R-R-Y. Fucking three Stooges. Fucking. There's no way it's Curly. It's definitely
it's Curry.
Barker.
I said Curry.
Barker. You said Curly.
You said Curly. Like the fucking Three Stooges.
I looked at the words and I just swore.
Oh, I'm
Jimmy,
dead.
if this
I'm
is
dead.
funny, you are Charlie.
Anywho,
That's so funny.
the movie he made, and it's a movie that does things. Somebody take this, please.
I think low key. I think you should start, Jim, just because it's so fresh in your mind.
Okay.
Just first impressions. You don't have to get real
first
deep
impressions is that I'm really glad that I did not take a woman that I've been dating to this, because I just would have been staring. I would have done the dude thing
What?
where I would have been like, oh, this is so you, as she talks about just freaking out, just trying to rage bait.
I did that. I did
too.
I did too. It was funny.
So that was my first thought. But yeah, it was a good movie. I'm not a good. This is because I'm a little. I've been touched with a little bit of tism, maybe. But
What?
I had to watch the movie with covering my one ear because I don't like loud noises. So that was the thing. It's okay though, because it was an empty theater. It was an empty theater.
Do you take lots of melatonin on 4th of July?
No, but it's just there's just something about I'm not really a huge horror person in general, like horror games or movies. There's just something about knowing that something's gonna happen and not knowing when. And then
so the whole point of horror movies.
Jeanette McCurdy when she popped the balloon. You guys ever saw that?
What?
She like no, what do you call it? Where you like pull the string and it like pops, something comes out. She like does that and she like screams.
I have
Oh,
no
like
idea
the
what you're talking
poppers
about.
for
Yeah,
party,
she like popped the
when you,
popper and freaked out, even though she was the one that popped it. She knew it was gonna pop. Anyway, so
What?
yeah, it was a
What
horror
are you
movie.
on
I
about?
don't
It
know.
was a
I don't
horror
know what he's
movie.
talking about.
See, I want you guys to lead, but here I am.
All right,
You
all
just
right.
watched
I can
it.
take
No,
over.
no, no, no,
Well,
no,
I
no,
will
no,
say.
no, no, no. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
The chick in is it Indy Navarrete? Did I say that right?
I don't think so.
God
but
damn
No,
it.
we'll
you
go
did
with
it.
She's
Just call her Indy. Just call her Indy. It's easy
Indy.
for you.
Indy. She has a very expressive face. I really liked. She made many faces, and it was almost like you can. There was almost like a weird, like demonic part of her character, like when she was being really freaky deaky. It was like the way that she was contorting her face to kind of make it look like this, like other than how she
Yeah.
naturally is, was pretty cool. Um. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it,
So I I do think like Jimmy's talking about the horror elements. Like I think this movie is good because like a good, almost like a good. I don't want to say entry horror, but like I could see like this is going to be a movie that's remembered by a certain generation, I think, very fondly because it is a good like entry horror movie. Because to be honest, it's not that scary. It's like kind of creepy and like weird more than anything. It's like a lot to me the best part of this movie is the comedy. It's
yes.
its best aspect is that it's a dark comedy, and that's what works the best. It's so good, and
I-
she is great in as the lead performance in that way.
I do want to add,
Speaking,
Rob. Just I'll let you continue, but I do want to add that like I think what horror is doing now is instead of just trying to be scary the whole time, it's just that it's something has to be off the whole time, like uncomfortable. I guess would be the better word. Like the whole time you're like something about this is not right. It's weird. It's strange, and I don't like it. And horror has been leaning a lot into that, and it's so far has been doing like really good for the genre. And I think this does a good job at that, more so than being scary.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing I really liked about it is I think it would be very easy to like be, no offense, I don't want to paint them with a broad stroke, but like a Blumhouse type movie. If this were that kind of movie, I think Blumhouse didn't do this movie, did they?
No, they did.
they produced it.
They did.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like generally a Blumhouse movie, I think that's why I was so surprised. Because generally, like I feel like they're not exactly like intellectual. And I'm not saying this movie is intellectual, but it would have been very easy for them to just do, here's a crazy girl and she's like crazy and we're going to make a series about this crazy girl with a bunch of different guys and
Make it
she's
like
crazy.
a Conjuring thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead they're like, no, we have a concept, and this is going to be like this. This guy has a lot of culpability for what happens. In a way, he's also a victim, but he's also a perpetrator, in a lot of ways. And she actually is the only one, or one of the only ones, who's like a true 100% victim of the whole situation. And I just think that is an interesting angle. Because it's a more mature angle that, you can say the bar is low, but like the truth is more often than not, they don't do that. They, especially horror, it can have a tendency to lean into like less of like a mature narrative angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was a very like multi-layered narrative, like with a lot of like it seems deceptively simple and like until you think about it more and more, right? Like there's obviously the angle of like, oh, like there's a problem with how this guy views himself and there's a problem with how this guy views women. And then
Yeah.
there's also the angle of like, oh, like it's a very even like a very more simple angle of like, oh, this is the consequences of being fucking selfish.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, there's just so many ways you could take not necessarily the lesson, right? But just like what happened and like thematically interpret it. I think there are a lot of different angles to attack it from, and I like movies and media like that where it's like, wow, there are a lot of interpretations and all of them are very valid. I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
will
just
say I did take a date to this movie.
Yeah, I did too.
me too.
And when she was sitting next to me, when you've seen a lot of horror movies, you can get pretty good at anticipating the timing of certain events. And when he was in the car with the other girl, not Nikki,
Oh my god.
I knew it was coming because like we've all seen horror movies. You know, you can kind of glean a little bit of that. And I was like, I wonder if she's going to jump, and she jumped like a motherfucker, and I was laughing my ass off.
Dude, to be honest, like if now that you bring that moment up, that moment like actually did catch me off guard. I don't know if it was just because it was such a sincere moment that
It
like
was so sweet.
the movie is so not that like when that finally happens, it's like almost like you just let your guard down. You're just like, oh, this is amazing. You're like in an oasis in the desert.
Because you think they're
And
gonna at
then
least open the envelope. Like,
yeah, I just completely let my guard down. So when it all happens, when it unfolds, I was just like fucking crushed. I was absolutely crushed.
it was so that was a traumatizing moment. Um, dude, you know
Great
what, Rob?
effects too
Rob,
for such a cheap movie.
We talked about something, and I'm just gonna open it up. Where I had said I thought this movie was getting glazed. The more and more I think about it, the more I want to take that back because I think this is like pretty on par with what everyone has been saying about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think there is a lot to like love about it. To be honest, like it doesn't. I think one thing with this movie is like it has its layers and all that, but like I don't know. It doesn't have to be like. I think they did like people did this with Sinners, and they do it with like every again. Like saying, every big movie they want to make it like a whole thing. Like with this movie, it can just be really good and like really fun and like very well made, and like we don't have to have a whole discussion. We can have a discussion in 10 years if it has the staying power about like what kind of movie it is, but like right now I know I saw a great movie. So like that's kind of all that matters to me in the end is
I can agree with that.
that.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Backrooms, it's like obvious that's not a great movie. It's at best a good movie.
Yeah, I can agree with all that. I just I want to bring up specific parts if we're okay doing that instead of painting broad strokes.
Yeah, but first I want to hear Abner's like first just general impressions on it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love this movie. This is definitely the best movie so far this year that I've watched. But dude, I liked like the general narrative stuff that they did in this movie because a lot of movies don't tackle some of this stuff that they did in this movie, which I liked. I know we'll get into specifics later, but how like a guy's insecurity can ruin a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of movies. Usually, a loser just gets the girl because he's the hero. But in this
Mhm.
movie, the hero is the villain, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I will get into that more. But yeah, I just liked how this movie was great, dude. In like the first 15 minutes, I saw this guy, like the main character. I was like, this guy's a fucking dork. That's my first impression of him. It was like, this guy's such a dork. Not saying I'm not a dork, but like the way he just came off, I would be like, yeah, I hate that guy.
But he's a dork worse than you.
Yeah, like I'm a dork. Like I'm not saying I'm like this cool macho guy, but this guy was such a dork. I instantly hated him. Like the first scene already made me hate him because of how like he was practicing.
Crying over his cat.
No. The first scene where he
Oh yeah.
was in the diner. He's practicing confessing to this girl, Nikki, and the cat part was really sad, but they also don't touch on this, and he doesn't mention it, but only we as audience members know. It was low-key his fault. Not low-key,
Yeah.
it was his fault the cat died. He left the poison medicine out.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know what this says about me, but I didn't look at him down at him that much. Like I felt until later, but I more felt like overwhelming sympathy for him, to be honest. And that's why I think he is a good protagonist. Well, even into the end, you see, I think that's what's good about his character is it is very conflicting. He is a victim as well. Like he doesn't know. that thing is gonna work. You know what I mean? Why would he know that this wish thing is gonna work?
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Like when I saw that, like no one's gonna think your wish is gonna come true. I
But
think
the fact that he goes on with it too, I get
yeah,
that part. He is
that's
guilty in
that's
that way.
that's what makes him worse. So like that's what makes him unredeemable because yeah, we can sit there and say, well, he didn't know what it was happening.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know it was gonna work, but then later, like I don't know when you guys want to get into specifics because I know Christian wants to talk about it, but later on we see how much of a scumbag this guy kind of is.
Yeah, I think we can just jump into it. I mean,
I wanted to hear Jimmy's thoughts because he just watched the movie.
well, he started.
Yeah.
And he went
Oh,
on
he
about
did?
some fucking poppers or some shit. Whatever.
Also,
I don't know. When she started talking about Hansel and Gretel, I was popping a chub.
pause. Just talking about
Bro.
I feel like
Just
Jimmy. So I think
What?
we
Sorry, I had
we
to get
all
a
got
clip
the
for
movie.
the. I, had to
I
get a
feel
clip
like
for
Jimmy is one of those people that saw the movie and was like,
Algo.
he just like me for real.
He just like literally like there were a couple points where
Like,
it's
you
like,
just had to, you
that-
just add a couple words to his wish. It would have been perfect.
when he was in that point where there were a couple points in the movie where he really does contemplate, like he knows exactly what's going on, and he kind of just goes, "Nah, I think I'm right where I want to be." And I was like, "Oh, me for real, me for real."
To be honest, it is sad because it's like he
Got fed his cat, and he was like, "I think I can still make this work. I think she's
that
hot,
is crazy.
She's,
but like
she's really hot."
That's what's funny. He's so like weak. Like Abner's saying, he is so weak. Every time he's like coming to his senses, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Like, what's happening?" And then he just sees some titties, and he's like, I love you, Nikki. Oh, I love you."
So tough.
And it's just over.
Just like
Dude
me.
really
He's
started
just cooked.
banging her, and like even under his wish, she still just gave him the starfish. It was so tough.
Okay,
Jesus.
can we talk about the Hansel and Gretel thing that he talked about how he got a chubby on that? And they were
I was
talk-
just kidding. That was me being myself.
Oh, I was gonna say because they were talking about sibling love, like siblings.
Yes, that's the
making love,
point.
and
Yes, that was the point.
and you got a
Because-
chubby on that. That's
Because
weird.
Nikki,
I just,
Nikki only saw him as a brother, not a love
Yeah.
interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I just wanted to point out that Jimmy got a chubby on sibling love. That's what I
Dude.
wanted to point out.
This guy
Yeah.
sends so many like kick links of streamers doing dumb shit.
I
Like,
don't
can't
even
believe
have
these
kick.
guys.
I
That's the
don't
whole
even
point.
have kick.
Congratulations. I'm an actor. You just got played. Give me an Oscar.
Okay.
Give me an
Speaking
Oscar.
of
right now.
speaking of that streamer stuff, did you guys know? Did you guys ever see hit the director's like comedy bits on TikTok and YouTube?
Yes. This
A
further
little
proves
bit.
the point that fucking comedians moving into horror is a good idea.
Like, dude, my favorite one. Like, I didn't know it was him. Like, I knew the name Kari Barker, but I didn't expect it to be him. Like when I first saw that Jordan Peele was the director for You, I didn't expect it to be the same Jordan Peele. I thought it was one of those things where these two
Not
people
You.
just have.
Us. You is the show with the guy.
Oh fuck, my
who-
bad. Get out. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
stupid.
go
But
I'm stupid.
Zach Kreger is a good one to bring up for this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought it was one of those things where like two people just happen to have the same name. I just didn't think it was the same person. So I was like shell shocked when I saw it was Curry Barker because literally before this movie came out and all the reviews came out, I saw one of his skits.
He's the hand job Pringle guy. That's like I
Yeah,
could
that
not
was
believe that
literally
either.
that was the skit I was watching, and I was like, I would so try that if I was gay. And but back to the movie, great movie. I just wanted to say I would try that skit in real life. You
So
guys
like
know.
as far as talking about moments, I just want to get like your mind frames like in that first when he makes the wish.
Uh-huh.
Like what did you guys think about that section? Because I think that section is so important to the rest of the movie.
I definitely had the reaction of, oh, this is going to come back in a really bad way.
Yeah. I think like the way it immediately is obvious that things are bad is like
Yeah.
amazing. I think
That
that was
first,
such a great decision because another easy thing to do will be to do that thing where they like act like it's going to be okay at first, and then slowly over time he starts to realize. But like, no, they for the audience at least they make it obvious pretty quickly that something is fucking wrong.
yeah, dude,
The way
that
Yeah.
she's
first time
standing.
when fucking they're making out and Nikki like pulls away, he's like, "What the fuck?" I jumped so goddamn hard at that one. That one
Yeah.
actually took me out. But no, because you want to make it creepy in the sense it's like this woman has lost her autonomy as a human being. Like that's kind of the creepy part about it. Like
I
that
think
she's inside.
what's so tragic about the whole thing is I do think it's natural, just like as a human being, you see these two people and like they're friends and like you want them to be together, but then he just so fucks that up with that moment. So like the whole beginning, you're kind of at least I felt like I was like rooting for them, but like then that moment happens and it's like, oh, you fucked it up like irreparably. Like you will never
Yeah,
fix this.
because it is ambiguous as to whether or not she likes him. I
Yeah.
think. And so, funny enough, I saw a little like behind the scenes thing of that. I can't remember where online, but it was like they did two takes of that. One where she likes him, and one where he doesn't, where she doesn't like him. And I don't know which one they used. I couldn't tell. So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
up to you to interpret that.
and
Yeah.
going back to his insecurities, like that whole scene where she legit asked him, "Hey, do you like me?"
Now's the
He
time to
could
tell
have.
me. Yeah,
That's
Oh
yeah.
my
Now
god. Yeah, that was
that
brutal, dude.
because that is like that is one of those things where it's like that right there shows you like how insecure he is, where he has prime opportunity to tell this girl that he supposedly loves that he loves her, and he just shits himself. And it's
Yeah.
not even like
Spotlight
there's
too bright.
people around. It's just them. So it's not even like I understand like you can get anxious and you're scared and stuff, but there's no one around. This is your prime time to like tell her, "Hey, I like you," and like maybe it can work out. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But he just doesn't even take that chance. And right after that, he makes that wish. And yeah, as like a normal person, if someone makes that wish, you're not gonna think it works. And even like the beginning part where as an audience you can feel something's wrong.
Hmm.
Even like a person in that situation, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Like you would just think like
Yeah.
some like she's drunk or like something's up with her, which is what the character thought.
Right.
It's just the stuff he does later in the movie where you're like, "Yo, dude, you're a fucking scumbag." Like,
Yeah, he
what the
jumps
fuck?
the shark. He jumps the shark eventually, and it's like he goes from being like the plausible deniability of like being like I maybe he's not understanding what's going on, but then like eventually it becomes like blatantly obvious. He knows, we know he knows, and he knows she knows. Like deep down she knows that he knows. And who knows? No, but
You know,
um but they like I feel like he gets to that point and then it's like all right dude, it's time to nut up, and he just fucking melts and he keeps melting under like that's the theme of his characters. He melts very
yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Yeah,
um
Did anyone else like I remember when what's the other girl's name? Do you remember?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah. Do you remember when Sarah was like, "Oh, Nikki's been sleeping with your best friend for like off and on for months."
Guy
I
like me, guy like me
dude,
would
I
wish for both
automatically
of
in the
them.
theater was like, I knew it. Like I was just like, I fucking knew it. Something was not right about this guy. He's not being a homie the way he should be.
Also, another thing about this movie is it kind of, except Sarah, really, it kind of paints the rest of them like in and except the girls, really, it paints the two guys in like a bad light. Like it
Well,
shows you
yeah,
how
I
they
think
truly.
that's like halfway the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like this is not how all men, obviously, but this is in general how a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
men
but
view
that
women.
that goes
Like,
back to my earlier point where like a lot of movies don't touch on this stuff. They automatically give these guys like redemption arcs, and these guys didn't get that. It was time to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which I
Yeah,
like.
the easy way out is to be like, well, they were bad, but they've learned their lesson, and now he's going to save her. He's going to be the hero, and he's going to save her from her prison. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like he is adequately like condemned, and there's no way around what he's
Yeah, and
getting
that's what
into.
I like. Also, dude,
Dude, Bear,
like,
open up! I've got like $1 billion out here.
dead. Instant
That was
dead.
hilarious that he would even go to the house. Like I
Right,
would have
like, did he not
left.
anywhere in his brain click like, oh my god, everything Bear just said is fucking true?
Yeah.
To be fair,
That's
if
probably
I
the
got $1
one
billion,
thing that like maybe doesn't stand up, but
nobody
It's,
tell
it
me.
was
doesn't
so
matter
funny.
because it's so funny.
It was so
Also,
funny.
like thinking about it, you just got $1 billion out of nowhere. I don't know like, I don't even know how I would react to that.
Yeah. How did he not die? Like, how did it not crush him? That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to come down and just crush him and
Well, the
kill
thing
him.
is, the director said that the wish itself, like the wishing willow thing, is inherently not an evil thing. Bear just made a shitty choice. So it's not like
Yeah.
it's not a monkey's paw per se,
Hmm.
which I thought was interesting. Because even the guy at the counter, when he's going back to find the one wish willow, he's like, "Where the heck?" The guy's like, "They're over there." He's like, he's like, "I made my wish, and like, clearly it's working for him."
What do you think he wished for?
That store.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Oh,
too.
maybe.
It's like to have a successful weird store.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think another thing about this, like versus the Backrooms, you see two ways to start a franchise. The Backrooms, in my opinion, is the wrong way, and this is the right way.
Yeah, because he said
They've
he's going
already-
to do another film like set in that universe.
Yeah. And like you can do whatever you want loosely connected, but the point is you've established a clear like idea, a complete narrative, and like people will now want to see the next one because they felt the resolution of this one. They felt like they got a full experience. So now the next one they'll be excited. The other one, I feel that at least I do not feel that way. So I just think this is what I mean when I say people want a full narrative, a full experience. I think this movie is that, and it's perfect. Like it doesn't overcomplicate itself. It doesn't get into like what is the meaning of like this weird one wish willow shit and like who's behind it. It's like it almost is purposefully like that shit is kind of irrelevant. What matters is the characters and like the consequences of what they've done. So I think it's a great movie, and I think that they will take all the wrong lessons and like they always do,
100%.
and and
They want more wishing.
we'll
The
be
people want
nowhere.
more wishing willow movies. That's what they want. Let's do it 9 more times.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a great like first because I think his next one's gonna be the same universe, but it's about ghost hunters or something like that.
Yeah, Aaron Paul starring Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, I can't wait to watch.
As far as like other moments, I'm trying to think of some other moments that maybe we missed.
The pooping
Oh,
on the
I don't know
floor.
if you guys caught this, but I had to like watch it later.
Yeah.
But
Pooping on the floor and the duct tape.
when she was giving him the tiger eye, people pointed out that like the real Nikki was like mouthing no to him. Like she didn't want to like the real one didn't want to give it to him, but the obsession one did.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. Like that he put that in there. And like obviously if you're like talking to someone and you're watching them and you're looking at their face and they mouth off no to you, you would notice. But Bear did it, which is another thing.
We didn't talk about her giving him a cat sandwich.
Abner mentioned it, but we didn't talk about it. Yeah, that was
awful.
also pretty insane. I mean, and to be honest, just the fact that like she packed him lunch and like the little note and everything, it was already embarrassing. Like, and he's talking to the Sarah girl. It's like, oh man, this is already brutal.
Why did
And then
she
it's his cat. Oh fuck.
Why did
Some
she
men
piss
drown, man.
herself? What was that about?
Oh yeah,
I think
Oh,
it's meant to show that this entity isn't like like obviously it's not human, so it's trying to when it's around humans, it tries to mimic them. That's why
Yeah.
like
there's
the
no.
feeding the
I don't necessarily think there's an entity as much as it's just like his wish act like dominating her will.
I
Yeah, I
mean I
mean it's
guess
gray. I think it's a gray area.
yeah, it's a gray area,
It could
but
be
like
either.
there's definitely something there. Like it's not, and it's like trying to mimic a person.
Doesn't she describe it as an it or something?
Yeah, I think she describes like when she's asleep and like the real one comes out and talks to him. Which we got to talk about that scene too, because like what he
Oh,
says
that was
after is
creepy as
like,
shit. Where she was like, "Kill me."
Yeah.
yeah, that was like the real one, and then Freaky Nikki or Wish Nikki
Freaky
is
Nikki is
Freaking
great.
Nikki, you're insane for that. You
that's what they
are
call
fucking
her. That's
insane
what they
for that.
call her.
That
That's what
is
they call her.
insane that you just
I
did
swear
that to her.
hey,
That
hey,
is crazy.
That's like her
that's what they
old
Fucking
call
nickname in high
freaky
school.
Nikki.
that's what they
Oh
call her, guys.
my.
Hey man, hey, I didn't make the
My
wish. I
God.
didn't make the wish. Don't blame me.
I didn't make the wish.
Jimmy
Oh
be
man.
like, "I wish Abner would love me more than anybody in the fucking world."
uh,
No,
Um,
my wish was that I did a podcast with my friends. So now we'll do this forever and ever.
God, please no. But yeah, we didn't talk about the very end, like the end scene.
Low key, I thought when the credits started rolling, I thought she was gonna like kill herself or something. I thought that was gonna be like the final like thing at the
shit,
end.
I would. Like,
Do you
there's
think,
3 dead bodies in the house. They're gonna blame you.
And she seemed to
like,
have like she seemed to know what was going on the whole time.
yeah. That's
dude, it was getting
so
rough when he was like trying to find his brainstem and being like, "Oh, is this where I shoot?" That's where
yeah.
I started like being like, "Do I fucking watch the rest of this through my fingers?"
Apparently, that was all one take.
Nothing's ever all one take. It's just edited to look that way.
Um, yeah. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when she gave him the cat, did you guys notice on the pictures under her face it said "not me" and it was like the real one telling
Oh
him.
yeah.
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 I thought that was so cool. Like
Um,
Yeah.
when I first watched it, I was confused. When I first saw it, I was confused, and then when she talked in the dream, that's when it clicked. That it's
a
like,
cool a cool like detail that was pointed out to me online was the in the beginning, when they're doing the bar trivia,
mhm.
the question they're asking is about the movie Aladdin. And one of the rules of wishes in Aladdin is I can't make anyone fall in love.
That
Oh wow, that's I didn't even.
is
I'm not
funny. I
gonna.
didn't pick that up either.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up naturally, like it was pointed out to me, but I thought it was a
Yeah.
really cool detail.
I think her performance also has a lot to do with like just how good the movie is. A lot of it is in the writing and in the structure of the narrative. And just like again, this movie kind of like Backrooms, it does build that atmosphere and it does have a clear aesthetic. But I think her performance specifically, I think a lot of them are really good in this, but obviously she's the standout because of how much she does and like how challenging a lot of that is. And I think like it's just like such an incredible performance that like feels the character feels like so visceral and like you really are invested like completely. At least I felt like completely invested the
Yep.
entire movie, and I think she's like, especially like the creepy stuff. It's just like so it hits a chord that is like felt so visceral to me, and like it just got right through to me. Like it unsettled me so deeply.
Dude,
A lot of the stuff, especially when she's like watching him sleep and stuff. A lot of
dude,
that was really
I was just about to talk about that. Like that scene was so creepy because like when he first wakes up and he's looking for her, you don't even see her in the corner. It's when she speaks that you realize she's there, and it
yeah.
was so creepy. And I I looked right at my girl and I was like, you do that to me. That's you.
And then like even like some of the walking backwards and stuff, I kind of wonder how much of that's in camera. It's probably not, but I
Oh,
think it would be
Was
really cool if it
was it
was
was it filmed backward or was it like
filmed
played
backwards.
backwards? I wonder. Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was. They said it was played backwards, so she walked
yeah,
forward and then he just played it
I
backwards.
also really like the way they play with lighting in this movie.
Yeah, I
It's
was,
like
dude. That lighting, like every time she appeared as Freaky Nikki,
and like
Jesus Christ.
there was like the backlight in her eyes.
yeah,
It
and like
almost
it was,
reminded me of like the Thing, where in the one scene in the Things, like you can tell who's the Thing because their eyes aren't reflecting light. Or it's almost the inverse here, right, where her eyes are reflecting light,
Yeah,
yeah,
but her face is completely obscured. I thought that was like so cool. Like I don't know. It just gave the room scenes because they're specifically in the house, those scenes, right, in his living room, kitchen, whatever.
Mhm.
It just gave them a little bit more to play with creep wise and still like just be in the same set a bunch. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
yeah.
yeah. There was a lot of good stuff with that movie. I there was nothing really bad about that movie. I just liked how the characters were too, like how the
I'd like to
characters.
see more movies from this guy, and I'd like to see more movies from this cast. Honestly, I think that's like strong performances from a bunch of them.
Yeah.
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 I
Um.
do think the guy who plays Bear gets overshadowed a little bit, but like that is also a really big part, and I think he
Yeah.
does a good job of showing like all the layers to the character.
Well,
Yeah.
his performance is a little overshadowed. You're right, but it's not as fun and as like flashy
Yeah,
as like the Nikki performance, right? Which is kind of supposed
yeah,
to be the main focus.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
um,
also, like with Bear's performance, the guy does a very good job to also show us that this guy is a loser. Like we're
yeah.
not like at first we're sympathetic, but then as we go into the movie deeper, you kind of lose that sympathy and think like this guy just does this stuff to himself. Like
I mean, I still have sympathy for him in the end because, like, when you think about it, his he's so flawed. But like, if you think like if he really felt like he was really in love with her, if he's looking at it, he's like, basically ruined my life. So like, of course you're gonna be like kind of miserable and like not know what to do and like indecisive and I mean in this case he's extremely selfish and just like totally heartless at points, but like I think he just has like he's in the process of accepting like he's lost his chance at like at love, you know what I mean? So I do have sympathy for him. Obviously, it's overshadowed, especially as the movie goes on. It's overshadowed by this like overwhelming like guiltiness he has on him, like culpability for like this whole thing. But I think that's why the movie is so great. He is both. He is a victim, but he's also a perpetrator. And I think that's like a really important distinction to show that like that can be you can be both, you know what I mean? Um so yeah, I don't know. I really like that. And I know it's still fresh, Jim, but like I want to like what's your what would be your like um what was your favorite moment of the movie, would you say?
I know this is gonna like I was memeing in the first time I referenced this, but where that party scene where she like says the
Oh, I
poem
forgot about that.
upon like
Yeah,
the
Party's
dude.
second,
crazy.
like the
Oh
whole
my
like scene
god.
of her just in the party was like dope as fuck. It's just like, oh shit, starts like the cycle of just like I'm
No,
gonna fuck
yeah. I
people up.
completely forgot to
But then the
mention that. Yeah.
poem, low key, if you like read it or just like listen to it one more time, it's kind of crazy that like she's even slipping like the real Nikki was slipping in because it basically
Yeah.
like the whole point is that it was like Hansel and Gretel, but it was like incestuous, and that
Yeah.
like basically because earlier you find out that she viewed him like a brother, and
Yeah.
so she's saying a lot in that because she was a writer, and she was basically saying like, yeah, this is really fucked up. This is what's happening, and then she also references like only the love of a willow tree branch or something, and it's like
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
way I'm doing this is if you fucking did magic on me, motherfucker.
this says a lot, but that probably was the hardest part of the movie for me to watch, was her reading that poem.
That was
And
rough.
it doesn't. It's not even any of the context of like where she's at or where like any of the character or anything. It's just like she's reading a poem in public. That's enough for me. Like that's brutal. I don't want to see that.
What prompted her to do that again? What was her brick? What did her brick say?
Somebody,
I can't remember.
I think somebody like they were going around or like doing something. I don't know. It was something weird was going on. Something like prompted her to do it. I just don't remember exactly what. But they were going in a circle, and then like he got the thing where he was supposed to kiss Sarah or something.
Yeah.
It's the person to your left.
That was fucking insane.
She moves the chair.
Dude, that was.
See, that face.
First of
that
all,
frowny
it was
face,
hilarious, but it was also fucking insane.
That frowny face is going to be some profile pictures for women for 20 years, probably.
The craziest part about that is after that girl Sarah is like, you know what? I'm gonna text this guy at midnight and invite him to my car. This fucking psycho's boyfriend. I'm gonna invite him to my car in the middle of the night.
Another thing that I thought was like, I don't know, I guess it was like crazy to me was when she starts stabbing her face, no one stops her. They just let her do it. And I think there was like something on the internet saying that whenever she sees her reflection or makes eye contact with the reflection, the real one pops in, like the real Mickey, and whenever there's like stops, that's her. So I thought that was interesting because I just thought it was just like she would just momentarily, but it makes sense because when she first does it, she sees her reflection, I guess, in the car window or in the rear, in like the side mirrors, and then the second time in the bed, apparently it was when she made eye contact with Bear while they were kissing, and that's when she started freaking out. But then the thing took control again.
Yeah. One thing I like a lot about this movie is it's kind of like, it reminds me of Friendship in a way, one, because of the comedy, but also like this idea of like socially, people being constricted by like what's socially comfortable, I would say. And like layer that on top of like when someone is like publicly, like when someone is a victim and they're publicly like lashing out, it kind of leads her to be like socially looked at like as strange, and like obviously they don't understand the full scope of what's going on, but I think it is saying something about that, like where like sometimes if people aren't like following this like strict social comfort for people, people aren't willing to like reach out and like see what's going on enough. Like it's a lot of the time they'll just kind of be like, whoa, that person's weird. You know what I mean? So I think it kind of challenges some of those ideas. And I think that's constructive and really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm ready to rate it if you guys
me too.
are.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Since you're the guest, give us your rating.
I want you to go first. I want to see yours.
No, that's not how that works. You're the guest. I insist.
You're insisting upon yourself.
No. This is a good pod. We were having a good pod.
Dude, honestly, I really love this movie. I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
I would give it a 4. I really, great movie, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 4.5 from me.
Nice.
Twins.
Solid all around.
What's your rating, buddy?
I give it a 4.
He said 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear him. Huh.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was.
We should all go watch Supergirl and do a live podcast during the movie and live
But
pod
this
the
is
movie.
no, we're not doing a Mystery
During
Science
the
Theater
movie.
3000.
Oh, that was fun.
While we're wrapping up, I know not everybody here has seen a lot of movies this year, but like, since we're talking about new releases, what new, like, are there any new releases that you guys like this year other than this one?
No.
I have
No.
to think about. I have to
I'll
think
go
about
ahead and
what
let
I
these two.
watched. I have to think about what I watched. One sec. Let me just make sure.
Okay,
You guys
take
can.
it back.
I
No,
don't
I'm kidding.
remember.
You, well, I guess if I'm answering my own question, I did see Nirvana the band, the show. I thought that was really good.
That was really good.
That's
I like that as
probably.
well.
I see a lot of movies on the same level as Obsession. That one was probably the only one I see as like clearly a step above. I like the drama. I like Crime 101. I like the 28 Years Later movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all kind of in the bag with Obsession. They're all great movies. So I think it's been kind of honestly a little bit disappointing so far this year, but there have been movies that are pretty good. But
Yeah, it's been an underwhelming year so far.
yeah.
There are a couple movies releasing further down the line that I'm really looking forward to, like the next Eggers movie. I'm really looking
Oh
forward to
yeah.
that. Werewolf. At this point, I don't know if I like can even objectively view one of his films. I like them so much.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so bought in. Again, like with the atmosphere and aesthetic, I'm totally bought in.
He's unbeatable.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen like the teaser for Werewolf yet.
No,
Um,
I don't
I know
really
you try
watch
not to.
trailers. Yeah.
I know it got sprung on me, and I was like, well, I'm gonna watch it now. It looks like it's shaping up to be just another banger from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest. I probably watched one other movie, so I don't know why I did that.
What
But
movie? I'm
it was
curious.
it was Project Hail Mary.
Oh,
Um,
that was okay. That was okay.
yeah, it
I
wasn't.
thought.
It was. I thought it was just long. Like the pacing was bad, but it was
Yeah, it was
okay
long.
movie.
Yeah.
My
Amaze.
the the other movie that I'm looking forward to is Dune. It comes. I think it comes out in
Oh
December.
yeah.
And then the Odyssey as well. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
excited to
what?
see what the Odyssey turns out to be.
I'm tentatively excited for Doomsday because I'm just a fucking
Yeah.
sucker.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking sucker, man.
Like I am
I'm
too.
excited for
Spider Man's gonna
Spider-Man.
rope me in again. I just
Yeah.
know Spider
Oh,
Man's gonna
I
rope me in
forgot
again.
Spider-Man coming out too. Uh, did you guys watch Michael or any other movie like that?
Nah.
I have.
I saw Michael.
How was that?
It was all right. I mean, like it's a biopic. You kind of just know what you're getting at this point with those.
I wanted to watch Devil Wears Prada, but my significant other said no, and they called me a gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this movie that I saw. The trailer, Wildwood. It looks cute.
That's crazy. I thought you were about to say some fucking The Clown Circus or whatever the fuck that movie is.
What?
I
What
thought
did
he
you
was
want me to
making
watch?
fun of us for going to
Insane
Wildwood.
Clown Posse, the
The
movie,
Amazing
or
Digital Circus, bro. Come
oh,
on, come on,
oh,
come
oh,
on,
oh.
come
Yeah.
on. You gotta watch the other 7 episodes first.
I think I did. I
Did you
think you
actually?
told me to watch them, and you were like, "You have to watch to the end." And then I did. And I was like, "Why did you tell me to watch that?"
Well, because that's the movie is the last. What did you think about it?
This was a long time ago. Is it the same thing that
No,
was on
it's no,
YouTube?
no, it's not. This is a
Oh,
different.
it's
It's
different.
a different thing. Yeah, but it is on
What
YouTube. But
was
it
the
was
YouTube thing?
uh uh I don't know. I think that one's on
Never
There,
mind.
Netflix. That one's on
um,
Netflix. They got a Netflix deal. But yeah.
in the theater, I saw a trailer for a movie called Whale Fall that looks like it could be interesting.
Hmm.
I
Um,
heard about that actually.
yeah, it like so. I like survival movies that stress me out, and I think that might be a cool one to see.
Yeah,
Other
Yes,
outside of that, like not a movie, but I want to see Larry David's new show.
I watched the first episode. It's good.
What'd you think? It was good.
I
Okay,
liked it.
I figured.
My girlfriend actually, she doesn't watch Curb or anything, but I watched it with her, and she actually really liked it. Like she
Okay,
was really into it.
okay, I can't. Yeah, I want to see that. Um,
Uh,
yeah. Closing thoughts, anybody?
both movies suck. Movies suck.
Yeah, they're the worst.
They're terrible.
Don't support your local theaters. Just let it
You
die.
don't. Yeah. Let's just watch TikTok.
Let's just
Let's
watch.
make it. This is a TikTok podcast.
Let's watch
This is a
Lupo Cinema
TikTok.
Symposium.
Let's spend 2 hours talking about one TikTok that we all watched.
Did you guys watch Addison Rae's dance TikTok? Oh my god!
Did you see that she did not give dance credit?
What?
I have no idea what he's talking about. He's too in
still
the
online.
weeds.
Any
Doing the
TikTok?
weeds.
No. This is real. This is real. This is legit. Okay, so I'm gonna inform.
We believe
please.
you. We just don't care.
It's just
Yeah,
that,
I
it's
know,
just-
we're
oh,
not-
you wouldn't.
we
You
don't-
wouldn't because it's
I
important.
forgot to say
highlight-
I'm excited for Digger with Tom Cruise.
That looks good.
Don't
That does look
even
good.
start with that.
Nah, yeah,
Don't even
put that out
start
of there.
in there. Don't even
leave.
start. But yeah, that looks really good. I'm excited for that. And I'm not a big Inaritu guy. I do really love the Revenant. Birdman, I'm kind of like whatever on, but I'm very excited.
I wish Lupo Cinema Symposium was the best fucking podcast in the world.
It already is.
Yeah.
It's true. He can't. Your
endorsement.
wish cannot come true because it already is.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
a
I
guy
wish it
like
would be
me-
over.
A guy like me would have wished for both those girls.
Huh?
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
Christ! Oh, you fucking well.
Yeah, if you had a
Learn
wish, if you had a wish for
Learn
Will right
nothing.
now, what would you
Nikki.
do? What would you?
I wish Sarah and Nikki were both in love with me and only me. Freak.
Freaky Abner.
Freaky Abner.
He lost his chance, man. That's what I would have done.
I'd ask for a
if I
billion
was single.
bitches.
I wish I had more time to think about my. I wish Squidward was here.
Rob,
Nah,
would
you know what
wish
I
for?
would have low key if it was up to me. I would have wished for